your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation gear. We on our way to the top, well over 40,000 subscribers and on our way to 50K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Listen, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, do me a favor. Wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. You understand me? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bell rings every time we go live right here on Grown Man Business TV. You already know where you at. Big salute to the algorithm. You understand me? Now, I got to say this, man. I got to say this first and foremost. I got a lot of traction in my DM behind my last live stream. Yeah, me talking about Styles P, Whack 100. You know, me just giving my analysis on young soldiers in America, breaking down how every youngster ain't meant to be the president of the United States of America. Every youngster ain't meant to be a doctor, a lawyer, a brain surgeon. You know, really explaining the fact that it's a lot of youngsters that are soldiers, that are shooters, that are following their purpose. You understand what I'm saying? I got a lot of traction in the DM. And you got to understand something. This channel is growing organically. We are approaching 50,000 subscribers. So it's a lot of newcomers. It's a lot of newbies that's in the chat, that's in the DMs, that's engaging with Grown Man Business TV. And I got to give a big salute to y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And I love the fact that, you know, in the beginning, a lot of my Caucasian counterparts, they get defensive. You know, when I talk about that dog fur, when I speak so thoroughly about my people, when I stand up as a heterosexual black man in America, the head of my household, I speak with a baritone. Yeah, this is not Saucy Santana. This is not Little Nas X. This is not the Rainbow Coalition that you used to. You talking to a grown man. I understand that it's few far in between that y'all get a chance to really talk to a, you know, just a homegrown, down south grown man. And a lot of y'all get defensive. Y'all call it racist. Oh, I got a lot of people in my DM that was not feeling that last live stream. You understand what I'm saying? And again, the first thought is to become defensive. You know, call it racism and all that. And then I ain't gonna lie to you. It don't take long before those same, you know, dog fur having counterparts that I got, right? That subscribe to the channel. They double back in my DM and they always smooth things out. It don't take long. See, once you get out of being defensive, once you get out of your feelings, then you can start thinking with logic. Then you start understanding like, yo, GMB TV, nah, he's far from racist. You know, the things that he say about the dog fur, that's actually a fact. We do smell like sheepdogs when we get wet. We do shed like a golden retriever. Yeah, the dog get lice, we get lice. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. The point of this situation is that I got a lot of traction, so I had to double back. Big salute to the track. Listen, big salute to everybody that's in tune with the channel. I had to double back, and this is gonna be a powerful live stream. When the downloads download, there is no holding it back, my G. I can't stop the downloads from downloading. I have to deliver straight dope. Right off the brick, straight into the bottles. Pure dope, no extras. And we're going to have a conversation tonight, and it's going to be epic. Now, I know you see in the thumbnail, right? You know, you see a picture of Anton Daniels with a glizzy to his mouth. Yeah, we're going to have a talk. And Anton Daniels, you might as well send him to New York City, get him an extra large glizzy, and put it right in his mouth. Respectfully. See, the beautiful thing about this channel is I can counteract the works of an Anton Daniels, the works of an angry man. here on YouTube with this platform. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you got to understand something. It has to be balanced, my G. Absolutely has to be balanced. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But again, big salute to all my white subscribers, my white investors. I got a lot of Caucasian people that's in tune with the channel. And I used to be confused by it. I didn't understand it at first. But the more I play in the algorithm, the more this channel grows, I understand that it's okay for y'all to get in y'all feelings, initially. When, a lot of y'all are not used to grown men, black heterosexual men speaking like this. But y'all are intrigued by it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all get a dose of this grown man business and you just can't turn back. You get a dose of this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles and you need more. You want more. So even though I'm saying that you got the dog fur, even though I'm saying, yeah, Lassie, even though I'm doing that, you double back for more and more content. And I appreciate that. But as soon as you get out your feelings, the sooner you can get in your bag. The sooner you get out your feelings, the sooner you can start thinking with logic. And we're going to talk more about that as well. Or we're going to have an epic live stream tonight. Big salute to everybody in the chat. You got to know something, man. Y'all say we have nappy hair. For a long time, we felt the way about that. And then we realized, you know what? They're right. We have nappy hair. Our hair is coarse. Our hair is it get tangled up. It's nappy. And we embrace that. You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell you about the dog fur, get out your feelings, think with logic, and understand it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. All right, big salute to everybody that's in here. Now, we got MAGA supporters crashing out on HBCU campuses. We got MAGA supporters taking time out of their day to make their way all the way to HBCU campuses, and I don't really know what the angle is, but cause a ruckus. You understand? And not only that, not only are they making their way to HBCU campuses, right? Not only are they doing it with no authority, with no authorization. They're just doing what they want to do as white people normally do. They just do what they want to do. They don't go to jail, right? Not only are they doing that, but you got dudes like Anton Daniels on YouTube, on this application, within this portal, talking real crazy about the students. Yeah, and I thought that it was only right that we bring balance, a yin and a yang. I would love to have a conversation with Anton Daniels. Yeah, I would love to have dialogue with Anton Daniels before Anton Daniels ends up like Charlie Kirk and all that. Oh, yeah, I said it. You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen, I just remember I said it already. I would love to have dialogue, black man to black man. But I think it's nasty work was taking place on these HBCUs, and it's not an uproar. It's not a lot of people talking about this. So we gonna tap into this. Yeah, we're gonna tap into this. But before we get into this content, before we get into this dialogue, right? Before I give you this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, I gotta do some customizations to the chat. Oh yeah, we gonna do some customizations to the chat because the higher ups and the elites, they're always working overtime. Yeah, they're always playing chess at the highest level. The higher ups and the elites are always trying to muffle the message. They're always trying to shadow ban the channel, Grown Man Business TV. So before we get into this content, I got to do some customizations to the chat. Well over 200 people in here, late night Saturday. If you're not out there clubbing, drinking, partying, smoking, if you on YouTube scrolling, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I got some pure dope for you. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? I got to say it, you're welcome. I'm going to bring you this pure dope. I'm going to bring you this pure content, regardless if it's content or not. We're going to create content. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And this is not a celebrity gossip channel. So it's not a lot going on in the celebrity world right now. So it's not a lot for these YouTubers to talk about. They got to talk about what's going on with the celebrities. That's not what we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We do what we want to do. We create the content. Yeah. We are the algorithm. Trust me, you in the right place. We are the algorithm on this channel. So we're gonna talk about MAGA supporters. We're gonna talk about Anton Daniels, and we're gonna have a respectful conversation. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, listen, man. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface, my G's. Listen, you see that right there, right? You see that right there at the bottom of the screen. Trust me, before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering with your Twitter fingers and all that, leaving your comments all in the comment section with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering and all that with your Twitter fingers, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you in tune to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Make sure you do that, all right? Let's get into this. Nasty work what I'm seeing in these YouTube streets, my G. Now, you know, you got to understand something. Like I said, man, this is not celebrity gossip. You know, anytime we talking about celebrities, we baiting the algorithm. We're going to bait the algorithm so that the higher-ups and the elites believe that we fell in the trap, and then I'm going to give you a message. Yeah, I'm going to put the message in the madness. And these MAGA supporters making their way all the way to these HBCUs is nasty work. All right. Now we all know what happened to Charlie Kirk, right? We all seen Charlie Kirk get turned into a pack in broad daylight. Yeah, I said it. We all seen Charlie Kirk get turned into a pack in broad daylight. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Dog fur on dog fur violence is at an all-time high, especially out there in Utah. Yeah, we saw that dog fur on dog fur violence take place in Utah. And now Charlie Kirk is swimming with the fishes. I mean, yeah, Charlie Kirk is pushing up daisies and all of that. Respectfully, right? After that situation in Utah, it's been a lot of talk about black people this and black people that, you know, indigenous people this and indigenous people that. They really are concerned about our reaction to Charlie Kirk. They want to know what we got to say about Charlie Kirk. And they actually been threatening black colleges over Charlie Kirk. Okay? Now, you know, we talked about this already. You know, these live streams, they put age restrictions on. They playing with the numbers and all that, but it's all good. The downloads are the downloads. And we talked about this. And it's, you know, it would behoove you, you know, you think about it and you say, why would white people be mad at black people, you know, for white on white violence? Why are Caucasian people focused on black people after we seen dog fur on dog fur violence and we had nothing to do with it? Now, I told y'all already, a race war is what they want. They really want to incite a race war. They want black people to take the bait, spark off a race war so they can have reason to do whatever it is they trying to do. So now fast forward into present day, right now. And you got to know something. I feel a certain type of way about this. You know, HBCUs, they got nothing to do with Charlie Kirk getting sent up to the upper room. HBCUs had nothing to do with dog fur on dog fur violence. But for some reason, MAGA supporters, Charlie Kirk supporters, feel the need to go to HBCUs and try to spark off a riot, right? And again, I feel a certain type of way about this because I got family members that go to HBCUs. My wife went to a HBCU. You understand what I'm saying? Norfolk, Virginia, the 757. We are home to multiple HBCUs. Oh yeah, we got homecoming going on right now at Norfolk State University, Hampton University. So seeing these MAGA supporters make their way to these HBCUs is nasty work. It's nasty work, and it's going to segue me and lead me into a few different angles, especially the angle that I was talking about earlier. You see what I'm saying? Now is it all making sense when I tell you every young black man, every young adolescent is not meant to go to college? Some of these young dudes is warriors. Yeah, they shooters like Steph Curry. Yeah, just for the the KKK and the Maga supporters and yeah, those dudes. We supposed to have warriors that's gonna yeah, we gotta. It's a yin and a yang. You gotta have positivity and you gotta have negativity. You gotta have both sides of the spectrum. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You got MAGA supporters trying to bully students on an HBCU campus, and you got dudes like Anton Daniels talking crazy about the students instead of talking crazy about the MAGA supporters. All right? Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain, you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Yeah, you already know what we about to do. You already know what I'm about to say, right? I kept the receipts. Oh, yeah. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I kept the receipts. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. I won't step out the house without the receipts in my back pocket. I might got to take you back to the store I got you from, exchange you for my money and all that. So you need to know something. I kept the receipts. Yeah, and it's nasty work. Absolutely disgusting. Nasty work. That's why I call out to these young gang members. These young bulls that all they want to do is play Call of Duty. All they want to do is play Black Ops. If that's all you want to do, if that's all you think about, then that's a part of your purpose. You wasn't supposed to be a brain surgeon. You were supposed to be a war general. And with all the gang members, with all the hood niggas, with all the street dudes, with all the action taking place in the street, our HBCU should be protected. There should be no way, shape, form, or fashion a bunch of white boys should be able to walk onto a college campus full of your cousins, your nieces, and your nephews, your brothers and your sisters, trying to get an education, and they be able to disrupt the campus without belt their ass. Oh, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about this. We ain't doing no marching. We not talking to Congress. We not doing all of that. We not looking for Al Sharpner and Joe Jackson and all. We not doing all of that. This is not Martin Luther King. This is not I Have a Dream. This is Grown Man Business TV. This is belt to ass. That's what I preach over here. Put belt to ass, my G. That's what they scared of. That's why they in my DMs saying that I'm racist and all that. Cause I ain't talking about I Have a Dream. I ain't talking about a march on Washington. Yeah, I ain't talking about turning the other cheek and nonviolent. I ain't talking like that. I'm telling the youngsters, redirect that energy to the real opposition and put belt to their asses. Okay? Yeah. So again, you might not be used to this. This ain't something that you're used to, my G. Yeah, it's very unusual, my G. Okay? So it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. There is no turning back. There is no I Had a Dream marches. We ain't looking for Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpner. We not doing that no more. This is the spirit of Malcolm X, my G. This is the reincarnation of Tupac Shakur. Thug life. Okay? It is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. So what I want to do, big salute, well over 400 in the chat. Run the likes up. We should easily have over 100 likes in here, but I ain't tripping about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into one of these receipts. Yeah. You got to know something, man. I went swimming today. I got in the hot tub. I had a beautiful day here at the big house. I'm pretty tired, man. I'm an old man. Yeah, I'm an old man. I just look like this, all right? But tired or not, it's no way that I was going to go to sleep without delivering these downloads, without delivering pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. Yeah, I'll sleep later. Yeah, I'll take a nap later on after we talk about this. Anton Daniels, it's a glizzy next to your mouth in the thumbnail. I ain't gonna lie. I would love for my investors to boycott Anton Daniels. You know what? I'm gonna let the receipts. Let's get into these receipts. Big salute to the chat. Well over 500 in the building. Oh, we turned up, baby. We doing what we want to do in the algorithm. There is no stopping this. All right, so let's get into the receipts. Yeah, let's talk about it. Is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. Nasty work, Anton. Yeah, it's a glizzy right next to your mouth. You understand me? In New York City, you can get a glizzy 24 hours a day. We're gonna talk about that. Let's get into the receipts. Big salute to the chat. You already know. Look!
Charlie Kirk being killed, HBCUs were targeted with bomb threats. Now, a Maga hate group decides to go to Tennessee State University. They call themselves the Freedom Tour. And what they do, they go Fearless Tour. They go to these college campuses. Now, here's the deal: they showed up at Tennessee State uninvited, did not seek permission, and set up their table. And the whole point. This is what the whole point was. You see right here, DI should be legal, deport all illegals now. Then they got upset because students grabbed their signs and tossed them. And then, of course, they were escorted off campus by security. Now, the videos have been going around social media. Let's just roll it, turn the audio up.
Maga supporters invaded our HBCU.
What is going on over here? You called the East primitive for what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math. Y'all didn't do shit besides steal. Y'all didn't do anything to your... You guys didn't make shit. You guys touch children. You guys fuck.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus. We gonna figure that out, but I don't know. They need to get like a trespass, like penalty or something because
Sending them off.
Tell him it's that boy. He thought he was going to come up like Charlie.
yes. Say good job, TSU.
Good job. Shout out to my school. Okay.
Are you driving?
Now, beautiful. You know how YouTube do, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna run that back. But I want to, I want to say something before we run that back, right? I want to first and foremost say salute to those students out there at Mississippi State University. I'm thinking that's what that was, right? Hold on real quick. Because, you know, I want to salute those students for not getting physical, for not getting violent, for, you know, not showing out in a way that they were going to be made a mockery of. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when I talk about belt the ass, I'm not talking about the actual college students doing it. You know, I'm referring to the gangsters, the street dudes, the gang members, the guys in the community that's actually doing that type of activity. But I want to give a big salute to those college students for not getting physical, for not getting out of character. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's crazy to me that, you know, dudes like Anton Daniels can't see that and respect that. Now, when Charlie Kirk went out there to Utah, we saw what happened to him when he was dealing with that dog fur. Okay, so when y'all talk about violent kids and a violent culture, and y'all always try to say that black kids and black people are violent and X, Y, and Z, how is it that these white boys made it off that campus without a physical situation? Tennessee State University, appreciate that. How is it that these white boys that went on campus looking for content, looking for altercation, looking for a situation, walked off that campus without one finger being laid on them, got in a car and drove off? So we got to really reevaluate who is the violent ones on American soil. You understand what I'm saying? Who got the violent culture? Because out there in Utah, we saw Charlie Kirk get turned into a nice pack of Zaza. I mean, somebody smoking that Charlie pack tonight. Not me. I don't do that. But there's a youngin' out there blowing on some Charlie right now. When you got out there with them white people, that dog fur, right? So I want to give a big salute to that campus and to those students for pressing the line, but not crossing the line, okay? I wanted to say that. Pressing the line, but not crossing a line. Big salute to those students. Secondly, you have to have authorization to come onto a campus, set up tables, right? And begin having dialogue with the students. You know, I really want to call this out because, again, dudes like Anton Daniels, dudes like Angry Man, they are here to push they're here to push propaganda. They're here to push a narrative that shines a negative light on black people. And it's only right that I counteract that I'm the yin to the yang. You understand what I'm saying? So white boys get to do whatever they want to do. Respectfully, white people seem to do whatever they want to do on American soil. Let me give you some context. Did you see them white boys in handcuffs? Did you see those Caucasian men? Did you see them get slammed on the concrete, face down? Yeah. Did you see them get hit with mace? Did you see them get hit with batons? Did you see them white boys get thrown in the back of police officer cars and police vehicles? Absolutely not. Now let's rearrange that. Let's say a gang of black teenagers or black young men would have went on a white campus. Yeah, let's say those, 5 or 6 black men would have went on Utah campus and tried to do the same thing. They asses would be in jail. Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. Let's just say, a car full of young black men wanted to make a statement on your college campus. They asses would have been in jail, in handcuffs, and they would have got a charge. Trespassing, doing unsolicited, whatever with no authorization. I mean, there's so many different ways they put charges on young black men. But those young white guys, that Caucasian dog fur, those Neanderthal cavemen, yeah, straight out the Caucasus, straight out of the Caucasus Mountains. They was allowed to walk onto a HBCU, violate young black students, interrupt whatever they had going on that campus, cause damn near a riot on campus, and they was able to get in their cars and just drive off. Oh, Billy and Bob, you guys can just get in your car and drive off into the sunset. There will be no charges for you guys. There will be no handcuffs. Oh, Billy, John, and Bob just drive off in your truck and have a good day. Yeah, take your table and your MAGA hats and your rhetoric, your racist overtone, and drive off into the sunset. So it's nasty work that you got black men on YouTube in this algorithm using this portal that can't see how beautifully these young black students handled this situation. Because what they want you to do is violate those white boys. Oh, the higher ups and the elites was praying that y'all would have started to physically assault those white boys on that campus. Okay? Because if you would have did that out of nowhere, now we got the National Guard coming into Tennessee University. We got, the good old boys riding their horses and their Jeeps on down there to Tennessee University. Oh, yeah. We got the Ku Klux Klan riding on down there, Tennessee University, because we got to get these black people. You know, even though these white boys took their time and took the initiative to go out to this college campus and start a riot, if anything would have got physical, oh, we got to send the National Guard down there, goddamn Tennessee. Yeah, that's my MAGA voice, if you didn't know. Yeah, that's my down south country MAGA voice. Oh, we got to send them boy down there, Tennessee now. Okay? So, you know, I digress. But excuse my passion when I talk about this. Excuse the underlying rage that you hear in my voice as a stand-up heterosexual black man on American soil. When I see something like this, where you got young, educated black young adults just trying to get an education, just trying to go to college, you know, just trying to do the right thing. And you got dog fur, Caucasoid, Neanderthal cavemen trying to take them back to the ghetto, trying to make them do something that'll send them to jail. You know, pardon my rage, but somebody got to do it. Somebody got to speak like this. Somebody got to call it, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Because when you go through these YouTube streets, all you see is Anton Daniels. All you see is Angry Man. Okay? And like I said, I got more receipts. Oh, it only gets worse. I mean, it's absolutely nasty work. And this next receipt right here is, you know, it should be the main reason why you unfollow and unsubscribe to Anton Daniels. I mean, it ain't no way you could follow me and follow Anton. It ain't no way you could follow the Black Panthers and follow the Ku Klux Klan at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you got to pick a side, my G. Ain't no way you could do both. This next receipt right here is nasty work. And I mean, you know, you got to know something. We like to have fun over here at Grown Man Bennett TV. So we going to have some fun with this. Or we going to laugh and joke when it come to this, yeah, Anton Daniels. I would love to have dialogue. But if we have a conversation or not, my voice is powerful, my G. My voice is more powerful than CNN. It's more powerful than Fox News. My voice is more powerful than DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag every day on your morning radio. Oh, we growing organically over here. Organically. You understand me? So we gonna have a conversation. But Anton Daniels, I got some choice words for you, my G. But before we do that, we gonna get into this receipt. Yeah, you know what? I gotta make sure I deliver this download and give y'all the context that the context need to be contexted in. Did you like that? I need to make sure I give you the context of the context that need to be contexted in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Now, let's get into this. Anton Daniels, you milk dud head having ass youngin'. Yeah. You goddamn, yeah, you Lamar Odom head ass nigga. Milk dud head ass nigga. Tommy from Martin head ass nigga. Yeah. Yeah, you got the milk dud of milk duds on the top of your shoulders. Yeah. And you got man breasts. We're going to have a conversation because ain't no way you got this much energy for black people, but you ain't got the man breasts under control. You know what, Anton Daniels? Me and you, we can go into business together. We can start a line of sports bras for men. I think me and you, we can make this $100 million empire. Sports bras for men with man titties. And you could be the #1 model for cause you got to be wearing a sports bra. With titties like that, Anton Daniels, you need to stop coming on to these live streams with these big ass t-shirts on with your breasts out. We tired of seeing you with your man breasts hanging out all on your live streams and all that. Yeah, I said it. I said it, man. I said it. You need a man. You need a bra. Somebody, we got to do this. Sports Bras for Men by Grown Man Business TV. Yeah. Yeah, we got all type of sports. We got low-cut sports. We got uppercut sports bras for you. Hold your titties up. Yeah, somebody need to say this. You can't be up here with them big-ass glasses talking the way you be talking with your titties out and all that. Yeah, somebody need to say it. Yeah, you need to get a gym membership and get to working on your do some curl ups and all that. I had to get it out. That's just it is what it is. But you got bigger breasts than most women out here. You got bigger titties. Anton Daniels, talk to the people. Go look.
You will experience more hostility on a HBCU with an opposing view, or as a white person with an opposing view, than any space that you would go in that you would deem racist from white people all day long. I think that all that camera did and all that did, ironically enough, was showcase the level of racism and hatred that black people are imparting into their kids. These are fucking 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are evil and angry. These are fucking right out of high school evil people that have never experienced anything racist in their life. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And they evil as fuck. That's crazy. That shows you the level of programming in my mind, and from my perspective, that's really happening in our households, how feminine and angry the dog. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it is that we are teaching hatred. We are teaching hatred. None of those people that was on that campus was born before 2000. Not one of them. And they were purely evil. They were purely evil at white people. That's
funded by the government, though.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, like,
these are fucking 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are evil and angry. These are fucking right out of high school evil people that have never experienced anything racist in their life. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. And right out of high school evil people that have never experienced anything racist in their life. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before in their life. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Before 2000. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And they evil as fuck. That's crazy. That shows you the level of programming in my mind, and from my perspective, that's really happening in our households, how feminine and angry the dog. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it is that we are teaching hatred. We are teaching hatred. None of those people that was on that campus was born before 2000. Not one of them.
Oh man, beautiful, beautiful. Now, salute to everybody in the DM. When I got this clip right here, I was disgusted, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I watched it maybe 3 or 4 times. I had to watch it over and over again because I just wanted to make sure I was hearing Anton Daniels correctly. Now, the choice of words that he had for those black students is absolutely nasty work. You understand? Like now, he's calling them MFers. He's calling them nigga. Those little MFers are evil. Those little niggers are blah, blah. And it's like, damn. And Anton Daniels is one of the dudes that speaks about black people as if he's not black people. They are blah, 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 and they this and they. And it's just like, wow, bro. Like, again, I don't know this man personally. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things that I can say that I respect about Anton Daniels. I'm not biased. You got to understand something. It's not about how I feel about the situation. These are logics. But for the most part, I have a very lack of respect when it comes to Anton Daniels for things like this. Instead of him speaking about these white men, students or not, if they were they wasn't students on campus. These guys had no authorization to even be on campus. So the fact that they was on campus is already a no-no. To have these type of words for the students and not speak for the people that created the whole situation is nasty work. But as we do over here on Grown Man Business TV, I want to break down exactly what he's saying, right? He said that these children are evil. Let's start right there. He called these black students, these black young adults on the college campus minding their business, evil for simply walking and raising their voices and getting those MAGA supporters escorted off campus. He called them evil. You understand what I'm saying? That's a powerful word. And I always tell y'all, the tongue is more powerful than the sword. You speak life and death with the words that you say. So every word means something. Every word is powerful. You don't get to skip over words. You don't get to just throw words in there and take words out. You take one word out the sentence and it means something totally different. You add one word to a sentence, to a paragraph, and it changes the whole situation. So to call those young students evil for simply being upset by what was presented to them is nasty work. And dudes like this, they will never speak down on white people. They always got an excuse for the dog fur. Something go down with that dog fur, you got dudes like Anton Daniels that's going to come out, that's going to speak, that's going to defend, and that's going to make excuses. I'm going to tell you something. Anton Daniels got a lot of subscribers. How you think he got there? You think Anton Daniels will have over 500,000, whatever he got subscribers, if he was talking like me, if he was a rebel like me, if he was a threat to the establishment like Grown Man Business TV? Absolutely not. So it got to be a yin and a yang with this. Why he ain't, the first thing he should have said was, why is those dudes on campus causing distractions, causing a riot? Why was those dudes, did they have authorization to be on campus? Absolutely not. They just walk, entitlement. They felt entitled to just walk onto a HBCU campus and harass black students. Okay? Not only did he call them evil, but he called them motherfuckers. He called them niggas. I mean, Anton really showed his ass. Yeah, he showed his ass with this one right here. Absolutely nasty work. Salute. Appreciate that 10-piece nugget, man. You know what I'm saying? Black AL. I appreciate that 10-piece nugget, my G. What about Charleston White? I just did a live stream on Charleston White. If you really want to, get some, you really want to go in depth on Charleston, I just did a live stream a couple of days ago. You can check that out. And I'll tap into Charleston White. But for right now, I want to stay right where I'm at. I want to stay right here with Anton Daniels. Now, you ain't never gonna hear Anton Daniels call a group of white boys mother effers. You ain't never gonna hear Anton Daniels disrespect Them little hat people, you know, them Jewish and all that, them people. You're gonna hear him talk real polite. You're gonna hear him walking on eggshells when it come to those people. But when it come to black, you know what? Talk to him. Look.
These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And these little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And they evil as fuck. That's crazy. That shows you the level of programming in my mind and from my perspective that's really happening in our households, how feminine and angry the dog. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it is that we are teaching hatred. We are teaching hatred. None of those people that was on that campus was born before 2000. Not these little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And they evil as fuck.
Now, I wanna elaborate on something he just said. And again, that shit right there was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Again, it ain't no way you can follow me and follow Anton Daniels at the same time. It ain't no way. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go a little bit in depth with that. You know, I'm gonna go further with that, but I want to stay right here. Anton Daniels said that it is obvious that we are teaching and breeding evil. We are teaching our young people to be evil. You know, just because they felt the way about what was going on, just because they raised their voice, they pulled out their phones. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we are producing evil youngins. Well, I beg to differ. That's where I beg to differ at, Anton Daniels. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no way you can be in tune with the culture. Yeah. You know, you done made a lot of money. You up on your high horse. You know, you done made your way up the corporate ladder. The ladder of success, my G. Salute to you. But being as though you've done that, your feet ain't on ground. Yeah, your feet ain't on the land, my G. You don't know what's going on. You ain't in tune with the culture. You understand me? So I don't expect you to understand what this is. You know, from up there looking down, it might look like hate, but it's absolutely not. It's a revolution going on, my G. The revolution will be televised. R.I.P. to Ashada Shakur. Yeah. This is not hate, my G. This is not racism. This is a revolution. Now, let me go a little bit deeper into that. He said that we are breeding hate. Well, I want to give y'all some education. Y'all know I do my due diligence. Y'all already know I'm well versed in this. That's why we could have a conversation. I articulate myself very well, and I'm very versed in what we talking about. We are not breeding hate. You know, in the early 1900s, there was no black people that wanted to go to war with white people. There was no black people that was harming white people. It was only black people trying to build and create generational wealth for the next generation. Yeah, you know, after black people were so-called set free from slavery, you know, being POWs, prisoners of war, we went out there and we created Black Wall Street, Rosewood, things like that, right? And that whole time we experienced racism. We were being massacred. We were being hung. We were being lynched. We were being castrated. Our women was being raped. Our children being fed to alligators, my G. You know, let's not forget all of that. And you got to understand something in due time, right? When you are introduced to something, it is just natural. It's just natural, you know, we evolve. You're gonna evolve. And when you're introduced to something, you're gonna naturally start to take on traits of that. See, back in those days, there was really no homosexuality going on in the black community. That was all with the slave owners and Caucasoid people. You know, they always been into bestiality, you know, homosexuality. They've always been into that. But, you know, we wasn't into that. But after years of the slave master buck breaking the slaves, after years of the slave master, you know, taking advantage of the slaves and X, Y, and Z, we start to adapt to that. You understand? We never had a appetite like the white man. We never ate the same things as white people. But in due time, we took on. You understand what I'm saying? We took on the appetite of the white man. And what you're seeing in young black America is not racism. It's not us breeding evil. It's actually young black men, after generation of generation of generation of violence, hate, racism, destruction, chaos. Now you're seeing the YNs adapting that lifestyle. Let me give you a better example, right? A better analogy, right? When you have a baby, a newborn baby, when you bring that baby into your house, that baby in due time starts to take on your traits, starts to walk like you, starts to talk like you, starts to act like you, starts to emulate the things that you have been doing over the years. Black people, you understand? The foundational black American, the indigenous people of this land, you know, we wasn't really engaging in the type of activities that foreigners and Europeans and all of that was engaging in. You understand? Once we were invaded, once the Americas was invaded, you understand, and conquered, we start to now live under the ways and the upbringing of Caucasoid people. And after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of being under the boot of evil, now you might start seeing traits of that. Now you might start seeing mannerisms of that. You know, who do you blame? Do you blame the baby or do you blame the adults that taught the babies? You know, when your child starts to take on certain mannerisms, when you smoke weed in front of your son his whole life, and then he gets 15, 14, 13, and he starts to smoke weed, I mean, do you blame your son or do you blame the person who showed him over 15 years of smoking weed? I think that's what it is. And being as though Caucasian people conquered the Americans, you know, Spaniards, the French. I mean, it get deep, homie. After years and years and years of being under evil, now you're starting to see evil. But you can't blame us, my G. You know, before I go into this next angle, I want to stay right here in this educational realm that I'm in. When Christopher Columbus and a bunch of these other settlers came to the Americas, you know, I want you to understand something, right? America back in those days, the Americas, was a continent like Africa. You understand what I'm saying? It was a continent with multiple different countries inside the continent. You know, you had Egypt over here in the Americas. You had Morocco over here in the Americas. You had all different type. You had different countries on this continent right here in the Americas. You know, and when those settlers came over here, one of the things that they jotted down in their notes that we still have to this day is that the people of this land of the Americas were black. They were so black, it reminded them of people in India. That's where the word Indians came from. They thought that they were in India because the people were so black, right? That's first. Secondly, they jotted down in their notes that these extremely black people, on the land of the Americas, right? They were so generous. I mean, Christopher Columbus said these indigenous people would give us the clothes off their backs if whatever we asked of them, they would give it to us. You understand? And he also said, because of that, we're going to strip this whole land. We're going to take everything. Yeah, rob land like white man. Plans to overthrow your whole shit while shaking your hand. Word to Prodigy for them bars right there. But what that lets you know is our ancestors were giving people. They were generous people. They would welcome you with open arms. They never had a drop of that type of evil in them. Yeah, you settlers, you come over here, you damn near die from starvation because you don't know how to crop the land. Guess what? Guess what? The indigenous people of America, we showed Christopher Columbus and his people how to crop the land because they was dying out. They wasn't going to make it through the wintertime. We were nothing like the Europeans. We were nothing like the Spaniards. That type of evil got to be taught to you. That type of evil got to be ingrained in you. We were like infants. They were like, dysfunctional parents that showed us how to be evil over hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay? So again, I would love to talk to Anton Daniels because he wants to put everything, yo, you guys, blah, blah, blah. But you scared of that. Yeah, I know your businesses might go under if you talk down on that white man. I know if you really come up here and get some gain, you might lose business. You might start losing subscribers. Yeah, the people that do business with you in the world, it's a price when you go far up that ladder. Up the ladder of success, my G, we build and destroy. Still grinding, still shining. Salute to the chat. I wanted to make that point, and I wanted to drive that home that it was never in our bloodline. It was never in our genetic makeup to engage in this type of evil. You understand me? We are of the cosmos. We are of Mother Nature. We understand the power of the sun. We understand the power of the earth. We are in tune with the vibrations of the earth. Caucasoid people with that dog fur, they lack that. They lack enough melanin to be connected to the cosmos. So as we are giving, they are taking. As we are being generous, they are robbing and pillaging. And you gotta have people like me that's gonna break this down because you already got people like Anton. Yeah, we got people like Anton that's calling these students niggas, motherfuckers, evil. Nasty work, my G. Is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. The downloads download and all I could do is deliver the downloads. I don't want to step on this dope. Pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. All right? Now, I'm gonna let a little more of this play. And then we're gonna go in depth. We're gonna go a little bit deeper with this. Big salute to the chat. But it just has to be said. And mind you, you got Anton Daniels talking like this with a black woman in the chat. You got 2 or 3 black men in the chat. You got a couple of black women in the chat. Well, they look black, but whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just weird to me. It's weird to me how you can have these type of conversations and nobody give any pushback on this level. But we're going to see. We're going to let this run, and then we're going to double back, and we're going to go deep into this. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button and all that. Make sure you do that. Yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. Hold on real quick. We're going to definitely see what's going on with this. I'm going to let this receipt play just a little bit longer. Y'all already know how I do over here. I kept the receipts. I kept the receipts. I always do. We're going to let this run up. Let's see. Big salute to the chat. Y'all already know how we doing in here. Let's let this talk just a little bit more, man. Let's let Anton Daniels do his thing. I don't want to stop him.
In their life. These little motherfuckers wasn't even born before 2000. Not one of these little niggas was born before 2000. And they evil as fuck. That's crazy. That shows you the level of programming in my mind, and from my perspective, that's really happening in our households, how feminine and angry the dog. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it is that we are teaching hatred. We are teaching hatred. None of those people that was on that campus was born before 2000. Not one of them. And they were purely evil. They were purely evil at white people.
That's funded by the government, though.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, like, everybody teaches hatred.
They indoctrinate it. And my household is very anti-white. And if I didn't think for myself and get to know people for myself, I probably would have been just like that. As an adult, as a black woman, the 92%, honestly.
Well, I can tell you this. I experienced racism. I know it's real, and I know what it looks like.
Nobody said it.
Well, you gotta hear me out. What I'm saying is, like, racism is taught, and it has not stopped being taught by white folks either. You know, so like we can't act like they don't teach racism because they are the ones who bred it. You know, honestly, black people.
Racism has been in existence way before this country ever started.
We're not talking. I'm talking about here in America. And the problem is, like I said, black people are the easiest people to program because we're disenfranchised here in this country. We don't know our roots. We don't know what the fuck is going on, so we can be programmed easily. Due to that, we're able to be triggered easily by so much shit. And the main thing they trigger us with is white supremacy, which doesn't exist. They use that shit. They use the same plays. They use the same playbooks. And unfortunately, we fall for it. Due to that, there will always be civil unrest when conservatives try to play their hand in a predominantly black environment. I just don't think they should be doing that. I don't think those situations turn out well. Just being honest.
I think it would have. I'm sorry. I think it would look like if they had people like Anton or like black conservatives who they kind of relate to, I think they would have received it differently.
Nope.
You don't think so? Because they don't like to see white dudes.
You know who black people hate worse than white people that are conservative? Black people that are conservative.
You know, one thing I will say is dialogue is always necessary. It's nothing wrong with dialogue, but when you have people that you are talking to that have a bias, you understand what I'm saying? Because they are on your platform and you are Anton Daniels and they don't, they want to, big salute to homie Slimmy. I ain't gonna lie. I saw his name. His name is Slimmy. And something about that was weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that right there. It's none of my business. But, he was speaking some facts. Them people, I just went through the whole, how they bred the evilness. They bred the racism. They did that. So salute to him for giving a little pushback. But you got people all in the dialogue just bootlicking. You know what I'm saying? Putting glizzies all in their mouth because they don't want to rub Anton Daniels the wrong way. That's why me and Anton we would do numbers with that, right? But let me stay right here. A lot of people looking at this situation have forgotten, and I'm sure Anton Daniels has already forgotten this as well, because again, he ain't speaking for black people. But, in Mississippi, not even 2 weeks ago, a young black man was found hung on the Mississippi College campus. Delta State University. A young black man with his arms and his legs broken was found hung from a tree right there on campus. And you got to be smart enough. You got to be a war general. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be no bootlicking, coon-ass dude like Anton to be able to connect the dots on this. So 2 weeks ago, we got a young black man murdered and hung from a tree on Delta State University in Mississippi, right? And now all of a sudden we got these random white boys with Maga hats out there in Tennessee walking on another campus trying to start a riot. So again, you know, you got to be able to see through the smoke and mirrors. This is chess, my G, at the highest level. And if you on your knees licking boots like Anton Daniels, you know, you ain't gonna be able to see this. You're gonna fall for the double cross. You gotta pay attention to the triple cross. Yeah, all of a sudden, we got white boys with MAGA hats out there walking around on campus trying to start a riot 2 weeks after we found a young black man with his arms and his legs broken, murdered, and hung from a tree. And you want to call these young students on campus, you want to call them evil. You want to call them mother effers. You want to talk like that about your own people. All right? So it's nasty work. And again, Slimmy was making a good point, but I don't understand why a grown-ass man would have the name Slimmy, right? Again, I know what day and age we living in, the Rainbow Coalition and all that, and I wouldn't put it past Anton Daniels to have a leader of the Rainbow Coalition in his panel and all that. But Slimmy was making a point. Okay? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know, again, you know, we gonna have some fun with that. I'm gonna let them talk for a few more minutes, and we gonna get back to Anton Daniels and these man titties. See, one thing for sure, we're gonna talk about this. You talk a good game, but you ain't fit for war, Anton. Anton Daniels, I said it, you ain't fit for war. With breasts the size of, with titties that big, you ain't fit for war, brother. Yeah, you can't do 15 pull-ups. You can't do 15 push-ups without your areolas touching the dirt. Yeah, bet money. Because we all know you got a pocket full of money. Bet money you could do 15 sit-ups and 15 push-ups without your areolas touching the dirt and all that. Yeah, you listen to me, brother. You got breasts ready for feeding. You look like you about to, they full of milk. You ready. You couldn't hold a newborn baby without that baby reaching for those areolas and all that. Yeah. I got a niece right now that's 13 months old. I guarantee you, if you picked up my little niece, she gonna start reaching for those areolas because she gonna think it's time for dinner. She gonna think it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, I said what I said, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't fit for war. You ain't ready. You do a lot of talking. Yeah, you do a lot of talking. But you can't do 20 push-ups without your areolas rubbing in the sand and getting all dirty and all that. So me and you, we cut from a different cloth, my G. Your money can't save you. Yeah, the man make the money. The money don't make the man. That's what you forgot. You forgot that the man make the money don't make the man. You only got this type of recognition and you only got this type of motion because you made some money. Yeah, you think you would have these 3 females in your live chat if you ain't have that money? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look. My man right here, name is Slimmy right here. I'm not sure, but look. You think those young ladies will be in your live chat with you, all up in your panel, spending time in your panel and all that? If you ain't had that paper, Yeah. Nah, Anton Daniels. Those young ladies wouldn't be, I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you something. I'm a married man, brother. Just like you, Anton. You married, I'm married. But those young ladies wouldn't be on your panel if you didn't have that paper you got. Yeah, I'm a married man. But to the brothers in the chat, they can let you know how they feel about those young ladies all on your panel and all that. Yeah. The man make the money don't make the man, Anton. So me and you, we not the same. The only thing you might be able to bring up is a couple of dollars and all that. Other than that, me and you not cut for the same cloth. In a boxing ring, yeah, I'll whip you into shape. You understand me? You want to run a mile? You want to race? Yeah, we put your sports bra, hold your chest down so we can run a race. You want to do some exercises? The man make the money don't make those women wouldn't be at your panel if you didn't have a bag. And I want to say this. You know, Anton Daniels is highly successful. You understand? When it comes to stocks, when it comes to business, when it comes to, you know, success, I got to salute Anton Daniels. He is a successful Oreo. I'm not going to call him a black man. I'm going to call him an Oreo. He Caucasian on the inside. But he's a successful person. Makes a lot of money. You understand? And I can't take that away from him. Salute to the bag chasers. Yeah, they chasing the bag, but you can't be chasing the bag with areolas that bounce around like that. Your areolas, they have dollars. I put money that your areolas is. Okay? So, again, man, we gonna have some fun with this. Listen, let me tell you something, man. You can't have breastises and be telling me what's going on in the culture and all that. You need to stick with the bag chasing. Get your money and all that. Go get your money respectfully. Salute to the bag and all that. You need to talk about stocks and bonds and property and reselling and real estate. Do that. But when it come to the culture, watch your mouth, big boy. When it come to this culture, watch your mouth, big boy. Health is wealth, my G. Always remember that. Health is wealth. All that money don't mean nothing when your goddamn titties is flabbing and you might got to go get checked for breast cancer. When the last time you went and got checked for breast cancer with all of that? Make sure you... All right. All right. You know what I mean? I just needed to get that out there. I just needed to say that. You know what I mean? I always look at it. Listen, when you talking to me as a man, right? I'm evaluating what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm looking at your teeth and all that. I want to, your teeth is all fucked up and I can't focus on business with your jibs all crossed up. Yeah, you talking to me and your jibs is all spread out and all that. It's hard for me to focus on business. When you talking to me and you ain't got a sports bra on and your areolas and your nipples is pressing all through your t-shirt and all that. I can't do business. It's hard for me to do business when your nipples is protruding through your shirt as a grown man. I can't focus. Yeah. Holler at me another time, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm going to get you a sports bra, you know what I'm saying? Tighten that up, and then we can talk business. We not the same, brother. We not cut for the same cloth. If a war break out right now, I could do 150 push-ups. I could do 150 pull-ups. I could run 1.5 miles. If a war break out right now, I can go to war. Them areolas gonna hold you back, Anton. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Let's get back to the topic at hand. You know, yeah, them girls wouldn't be sitting with you on your pants. Look, look, look. You understand? I don't know where you found them at. Yeah, you did what you did. I don't know what I get it. All right, now let's make sure we get this right. I just wanted to have some fun with that. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. You know what I'm saying? I needed 5 or 10 minutes. You know, comedy hour right here with Grown Man Business TV. I just wanted to lighten the load. I wanted to lighten the load just a little bit. Put your areolas up when you're talking to me. Tuck your nipples away when you're talking to me. Don't approach me until you get your, make sure you got a sports bra and all that. I'm gonna tell you something. A man's sports bra, we can make $100 million with that. It's a lot of men in the NFL, and it's a lot of, Rick Ross shaped type dudes out here with the Rick Ross body and all that. When they get in the pool, they want to keep their shirt on, and they could put that man bra right across them breastises and all that, and they can feel comfortable, while they in the pool. You know them guys that wear t-shirts when they get in the pool and all that? You know what I mean? The homie Anton Daniels, one of them dudes that wear the white tee in the pool and all that. Yeah, he got the tank top, you know what I mean? He got the wife beater on, all in the pool, and the dudes that get in the pool with the, you got, you know what I'm saying? You get in the pool, we big salute to the chat, man. Yeah, I just wanted to have fun with that, man. We just had some fun, but you got to know something, man. I really felt the way about what happened on that campus, man, because, things like that, man, if not handled properly, can totally go left. You understand? And then the higher ups and the elites can manipulate that, and they can take that and use that as a callus to push things to the next level. And again, I got to give a big salute to those students. Again, excuse me, we just had a young black male, a student on Delta University, be hung from a tree. That just happened 2 weeks ago. It's fresh. It just happened. We still trying to figure out exactly what happened to that young man. That's still an open case. Like, those kids in Tennessee could have easily overreacted to these MAGA supporters and easily jumped out the window, and easily everybody would be talking about them black students as if they were the aggressors, as if they were the initiators. You understand what I'm saying? And I just got to give a big salute to them for, how they was raised. You understand? Their mothers, their fathers, their families, how those young black students were raised, because obviously they wasn't raised in evil. Because if they was raised in evil, oh yeah, it would have looked like Charlie Kirk out there. You remember what happened to Charlie Kirk, right? Yeah, that's what you call evil. What happened to Charlie Kirk, that was evil. But these young black students were so resilient. They were so resilient, my G, that they didn't lay a finger. They didn't cause any harm. It was no physical altercation. There was no physical contact. And these white boys were allowed to drive off of a HBCU campus, no handcuffs, no charges, no trespassing charges. Nobody got shot. Nobody lost their life, because we already know that's what would have happened if the roles were reversed. So you gotta show, love and give respect and give their kudos and their flowers when it's due. Everybody want to take things from the black youth. Everybody want to disrespect black people. Nobody want to give their flowers. Nobody want to give us our flowers. Nobody want to point out the things that we do right. Well, here we are, Grown Man Business TV. You know, like on Drink Champs, when they get drunk and they give them celebrity puppets their flowers. Well, here we go. Salute to those students out there. And for everybody that know about this situation, for everybody that watched that receipt, keep that in the front of your mental Rolodex. You know, if you a hard-working citizen, if you a tax-paying citizen, if you a college student, you know, if you a hard worker, if you know, you an engineer, if you a construction worker, if you a truck driver, don't let them play you out of position. Don't let they want to play you out of position. They want to play you out of your spot. That's why my call is to the young gangsters, the gang members. You know, that's your job. Your job is to jump out the window. Your job is to do that dirty work. Yeah, do the dirty work we ain't gonna do. That's what you out here for. You know, you've been so busy doing dirty work in your own community, you forgot the real opposition. You forgot that you ain't really supposed to rob people in your community. You supposed to go across the tracks. You supposed to go into the suburbs. You supposed to go over there. You know, Robin Hood. You supposed to take from the rich and bring it back to the poor. You ain't supposed to rob the poor. The problem is I'm one of the ones that's trying to tell them. I'm one of the ones that's trying to redirect their energy. That's why they don't like me. All right? Now, again, you got to know something, right? When it comes to dudes like Anton Daniels, to dudes like Angry Man, this is content. This is dialogue. Other than that, I don't got nothing against them dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Their ideology and the things that they believe in are the things that they believe in. I would love to have a conversation with an Anton Daniels. Yeah, I would love to sit down and you know, steel sharpen steel with Anton Daniels, because some of his ideologies, some of the things that he believe in, I can counter that. And I'm sure he feels like some of the things that I'm talking about, he can counter that. The beautiful thing about Grown Man Business TV, the beautiful thing about real men is that the dialogue is more powerful than violence. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the conversation is 1,000,000,000 times more powerful than the war. So it ain't no beef with Anton Daniels. You know, salute to the bag chasers. You know, I was introduced to Anton Daniels content through the real estate and the stocks and the bag chaser movement. You know, it's only till recent that I was exposed to this side of Anton Daniels. I didn't know that Anton Daniels had these type of outlooks on the black community. You understand what I'm saying? I just thought that he was an entrepreneur, a hustler, a black man out there that made a way and got rich. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm a student of the game, so I'm always looking towards and looking at different ways, and you know, how did this dude do it, and how did this guy do it, and what things can I take from that process and this process, apply it to my process, and go to the next level organically. I'm always doing that. You understand? But you know, when the algorithm started to expose me to these type of pieces of content from Anton, nasty work, my G. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's do a sit-up contest and all that. Let's do a push-up contest. Let's see who could do it. Let's see who could do, you know, who's more in shape. You know what I mean? Let's see who could take their shirt off and do 15 jumping jacks without punching yourself in the face and all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Without a motherfucker goddamn slapping your face. Yeah. Yeah, let's see who could do that. Big salute to the chat, man. Yeah. The downloads have downloaded. You know, we growing organically, man. Damn near at 50,000 subscribers. I can't lie to you, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, I see y'all in here, man. We having fun with this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, hey, double. Yeah. Hey, look, double Dutch. Imagine that. You know what I mean? But she, Dread Bill, I lying. Exactly. You know when them. You know when your auntie used to jump in that double Dutch ring. She. You remember when your auntie used to jump in the double Dutch ring? She used to have to hold. She used to have to hold it. You know what I mean? She used to have to hold them things down like that before she got in that double Dutch. Yeah, she was doing this right here. Cause them goddamn areolas got the, she ain't the motherfucker get the, yeah. Yeah, Anton Daniels. Yeah, I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel no way about this. Let's have a double Dutching contest. Can you double Dutch? Yeah, respectfully. Nigga, you watch your goddamn mouth. Yeah, I said what I said, man. I said what I said. I had a good time with this one. You know what I mean? So listen, man, I ain't gonna stay too much late. Again, man, damn, man, I was just in the jacuzzi. I think I'm gonna get back in the jacuzzi. We'll see. I still got the pool. I might have to cut that pool off. I think I'm gonna go lay down for the rest of the night. I'm an old man. I just look like this. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see what we do already, man. Hopefully we did about 30,000 views, man. We could log out. Oh yeah, 37,000, 37.5. We having our way with these numbers, man. You know, we having our way with the algorithm. I'm gonna tell you something. You know, big salute to my investors. Big salute to all my subscribers. Everybody that's locking in with the channel. You know, we definitely having our way with the algorithm. It's no stopping us, man. You know, we doing bigger numbers than people with 100,000, 200,000, 400,000 subscribers. Our numbers look way better. You know what I mean? Especially with the live streams, man. The live streams, we do, you know, even with the messages, even with the game that I'm giving up, we still dominating the algorithm. So big salute to y'all, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe button. You know, I can't stress that. You know, I gotta keep that. I gotta keep saying it. I gotta keep pushing it because that's what keep us in the algorithm. That's what makes sure the message is being delivered. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, I take pride in this. You know, I take pride in being the yin to the yang. I take real pride in being, you know, the opposite, the counter to some of this YouTube stuff that we getting. You know what I mean? I take pride in being the bearer of bad news. You know, for dudes like Anton that they feel so adamant about these negative outlooks on us. You know what I mean? I take pride in being able to counter that. Not argue, not call you a MFer, not fight you, not get violent, but I can literally have dialogue with my subscribers, you know what I mean? And counter that. And we could talk for an hour, sometime an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and we do our numbers because, you know, it take charisma to do this YouTube thing. You can't, you know, I'm watching you dudes. I see a lot of people just jumping up here and saluting these new YouTubers. Everybody just talking in the camera, and it ain't for everybody, man. This ain't for everybody. You got to be able to put your words together just like a rapper, like an artist, like somebody in the industry that's talking to that microphone. You got to be able to do this. And, you know, it's already been proven. We already solidified. You know, we already signed, stamped, and sealed and delivered in the algorithm in these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? GMB TV. We definitely making our mark, and we on our way to 50K. On our way to 50K. And we ain't only talking about celebrities. We not just gossiping about this and gossiping about that. It's really messages. It's really some game in all of these live streams. All of these live streams. Even if you see Cardi B in the front of the live stream, if you see, you know, Whack 100, you know what I'm saying? This ain't your average content. This ain't your average message. You know what I mean? Big salute to the chat, man. Big salute to everybody doing their content. Everybody in the algorithm, Harlem Legend, 050 The Movement, China Brim. Salute to Zip with the drip. You know what I mean? Love what everybody is doing, man. I love what everybody is doing. I'm gonna tell you something. Only the strong gonna survive in this algorithm. Only the strong. Only the real, pure content creators. Only the real, homie. Everybody else is gonna fall to the wayside. Everybody else, their channel is gonna slow down. Everybody that's not producing real messages and real content. Everybody that's not everybody that's not carving out a lane for the real. You gotta be in your own lane, my G. Yeah. Everybody that's not in their own lane is gonna fall to the wayside. It's only gonna get harder to grow your platform. It's only gonna get rough, my G. Every year from now, it's gonna get rougher and rougher with the shadow banning. You understand what I'm saying? With, with the muffling of the messages, with the the oversaturation of YouTubers. Everybody want to be a YouTuber, so it's overly saturated. Everybody talking about the same shit. Everybody talking about the same celebrity. Everybody talking about the same topic. That's only gonna make it harder. And I'm telling you, big salute, Trooper 69. I see you in the building. Big salute, my G. Big wrenches. You already know how we giving it up. That's why I say, salute to Zip. Zip got his own lane. You understand? Me and Zip, we went head to head on YouTube. My channel's still growing. His channel's still growing. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be dudes like 10 Toes Down and certain YouTubers that's gonna start to fall off. And I ain't got nothing against 10 Toes Down, but if you look at the content, he ain't got no content. These niggas just up here talking about whatever. It ain't no message in it. It ain't authentic. And the dude that went from 0 to 50,000 subscribers now can't even get 500 views because everybody that's not creating the lane for the real is gonna fall to the wayside. It's really getting real in these YouTube streets. And that's just my message to anybody that's listening. I'm just talking right now, but you gotta understand something. Just coming up here talking about Zip with the Drip is not gonna get your platform to the next level. Just coming up here talking about celebrities is not gonna take your platform to the next level. You're gonna be stuck, my G. You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck on stupid. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing YouTube. They talking about Zip. They calling them broke. I've elevated way above that. I don't even indulge in that type of shit no more. You ain't gonna catch me. Nah, we ain't doing that. I already did that. I already had fun with that. I ain't never doing that again because that shit gonna stagnate your channel. Just so happen we got a powerful movement over here. Just so happen this channel, my voice, the messages, powerful. So we was able to get out of that algorithm. We was able to get out of that box and still grow the channel. But you got Call Outs TV, you know what I'm saying? You got 10 Toes Down. You got a lot of YouTubers that have come and gone. They channels don't do nothing. They ain't even in the algorithm. These niggas can't get 10,000 views on a lot. These niggas can't get it like that because you think talking about Zip gonna get you. Don't do it, man. Salute to Zip, man. Love the movement, man. I like what Zip is doing, man. I like that. I like the fact that he's doing his thing. He's in a lane of his own. Let that man drive in that lane. Leave that man alone. That's why 10 Toes Down can't. That's why his channel fell off. Like, you still talking about Zip. You've been talking about Zip for 3 years now. You still talking about Zip. That's why your channel is salute to 10 Toes Down. I rock with it. I rock with all the YouTubers. But that's why your channel can't grow. Because you still talking about Zip. Let Zip do what he do. If that's his grandmama house, let that be his grandmama house. I don't fucking know. If he's selling weed, let him sell his weed. I don't know what Zip, but let him do his thing, man. That's my advice to a lot of you YouTubers. Stop talking about Zip, man. Stop wasting your videos, wasting your goddamn time, wasting your editing video. Stop it. Don't do it. Leave that man alone. Carve out a lane for yourself. Carve out a lane for yourself. Only the strong is going to survive. Salute the Haas, man. You know, he finally went live the other night. I was in the truck. You know, I was like, damn, you know, these YouTube Haas, go live, my G. Your videos ain't doing, trust me, I don't know. I understand you getting numbers. You probably making some money off your videos. But when you go live, that's when you powerful. So salute to Hassan Campbell. Go live, my G. We don't want to see them little pre-recorded videos. Go live, man. Bring that shit back, man. Yet, you know, so he went live the other day. That was a powerful joint. I was driving over the road. I was happy to see it. I seen Hassan Campbell was live. I tuned right in. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the YouTubers in the algorithm that have carved out a lane for themselves. Everybody else, y'all got a lot of work to do. Yeah. I just, you know, we just talking, my G. Y'all got a lot of work to do. Yeah. Go live, man. We don't want to watch. I don't watch none of that shit. Anytime I see one of my fellow YouTubers, when they drop these pre-recorded videos, I don't watch them. I don't watch none of that shit. Respectfully, I don't. You know what I'm saying? 050 The Movement, go live, my G. China Brim, go live. Harlem Legend, go live. We need that energy. See, I'm still delivering that energy. Yeah, I'm here to restore the feeling. I'm still restoring that feeling. I'm the only one that go live on a consistent basis. Yeah, it is what it is. Why you think the numbers is doing what the numbers is doing? I'm the only one talk direct to the consumer. I'm not editing no videos. I'm good on that. Hit the live button, go live. Pure, raw, dope, real energy. I don't want that pre-recorded shit. I don't want that stepped on bullshit y'all been pushing in the algorithm. Yeah. Them pre-recorded videos is stepped on dope. You got a lot of baking soda, a bunch of bullshit all in the goddamn video. I'm not watching none of it. Big salute. I'm not, I don't care who it is. I get to scrolling up the motherfucking joint. I get to seeing all these pre-recorded videos. I don't click. I don't do nothing. I don't give you ain't gonna get a like, a view, not from Grown Man Business TV. When you go live, I'm in the chat. I'm in the building. Even if you don't see me, I'm there. I hit the like button. I hit the share button. Make sure you out there. Go live, niggas. Harlem Legend, go live, my G. Where you at? I ain't seen you in a minute. 050, China, what the fuck? Yo, let's have some fun. What the fuck is going on with 050 The Movement? Yeah, somebody clip this up if you want to. What's up with Harlem Legend and China Brim and all that? I don't know. I ain't seen y'all rubbing shoulders in her. I ain't seen y'all rubbing shoulders in a while. Yeah, somebody, I said it. Fuck it. There it is. I said it, my G. I said what everybody been thinking. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, you know, everybody been wanting to ask this question, but ain't nobody said nothing. So now that we here on this beautiful Saturday night, fuck it. Let's have a 050 The Movement. What's going on? China Brim. Hey, China. I don't know, homie, that you going live with, but it ain't giving the same energy. Yeah. Homie, that you be doing the little pre-recorded videos and all of that. That shit ain't giving the same energy, China. That ain't what the people want to see. Yeah, we didn't subscribe to 050 The Movement for you to be doing these little goddamn pre-recorded videos with your cousin and all that. Who is that nigga? Yeah, that's your cousin? Yeah, that's your brother-in-law. Yeah, that's Mrs. Miyagi's little brother. Now, we don't know that nigga, China. We don't know that. Tell homie to go on, get his page popping, get some motion in the algorithm, put in some work, and then you bring him to the channel. Where's Harlem Legend at? There, Stacy Galore. I said it. I know everybody been thinking it. Fuck it. I said it. There it is. I can't hold it back no more. Yeah, who is that nigga? That's Mrs. Miyagi's little brother and all that. You got Mrs. Miyagi's nephew on your goddamn. Yeah, we don't wanna see that. China Brim, we don't wanna see that. We subscribe to your channel for you and Harlem Legend. Man, that's what we did. I want to say this. China Brim, you should come out and tell the world what's going on between you and Harlem. That's what we want to. We don't want to know about what's the boy named Primo. We don't want to talk about Primo no more. Yeah, I see your titles and all that. Primo got robbed about this. Somebody robbed Primo. Yeah, Primo's told the blah. We don't want to hear you talking about what the fuck is going on with you in Harlem. Somebody clip this shit up and get it to China. Tell China I said what's up. Salute to the homie China Brevin Hall. Well, I was about to unsubscribe to your channel. I'm gonna give your ass another 2 weeks. China Brim, I'm gonna give your ass another 2 weeks. I'm gonna unsubscribe to your goddamn channel. I didn't subscribe to 050 the movement for you and Mrs. Miyagi's little brother to be up there talking about Primo. I didn't subscribe for. I want to see Clash of the Titans. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I said it. I want to see Clash of the Titans, China. I want to see you and Harlem Legend. And I want to see somebody. I want to see some shit going down on 050. I didn't. Listen, China Brim, listen to me, brother. I didn't subscribe to your channel for you to be up there with goddamn 1090 Jake doing interviews about your goddamn life. What the fuck is this, Oprah Winfrey? I'm gonna double back on this. You know what? The download's a download. I'm gonna talk about why did you go up there with 1090 Jake and do a fucking interview about your life. We're gonna go through that interview. I think that shit, like a lot of people let that shit slide, China. I'm gonna fuck all that. Yeah, I'm about to bring back the action to the algorithm. Where's Harlem Legend at? I'm gonna subscribe from your goddamn channel. You ain't gonna be on my timeline no more. If you don't go get Harlem and y'all don't go live together. Because you went and sat down with 1090 Jake and told him all about your goddamn childhood and your upbringing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush, and my parents are from the West Indies, and I'm Belizean. My mom's from Belizean, and I'm from the West Indies, and my dad is from Bermuda. Yeah, I'm Bermudian, and we came out and we moved to Brooklyn, New York, and yeah, what the fuck was you doing, China? We don't want to hear about your goddamn. This ain't Oprah Winfrey, China Brim. What the fuck you do? An interview about your life? You did an interview with you did a fucking interview with 1090 Jake and you didn't bring Harlem Legend? You did an interview with 1090 and you didn't bring Harlem on the goddamn interview. Hey, you better, your next pre-recorded video, you better be fucking talking about Harlem Legend. You need to explain to us what the fuck happened to 050 the movement. Where's the movement at? Where's Clash of the Titans? I want to see gang members arguing, talking shit. Yeah. I don't want to. Hey, China, man. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. Salute to you the homie still. I fuck with you. But I'm going to tell you something, man. You better make a video about Harlem Legend. I want to know where's Harlem at. It ain't 050 the movement without Harlem fucking Legend. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, salute to Harlem. Appreciate that 5-piece nugget. Yeah, salute to Harlem Legend. I don't care who you bring up there and your goddamn brother-in-law, your cousin-in-law, Mrs. Miyagi. We don't give a god. Where's Harlem at? Fuck going on? I'm checking through the algorithm. I ain't seeing no Clash of the Titans. I ain't seeing no goddamn, I ain't seeing none of this shit going. I'm seeing motherfucking Oprah Winfrey and you and 1090 Jake talking about your childhood and you know how you was. Yeah, we don't want to. Hey, China, go ahead on with that shit, China. I don't know what you was thinking. I'm gonna do a whole live stream on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna double back. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna put you in the thumbnail and all that. Fuck it. Where is Harlem Legend at? She rolling on her best friend. Put it in the comment section. You be on the message. Then put it in the comment section. You be on it. Nah, nigga. And put it in the comment section. You be on her best friend. Then put it in the comment section. African America, land of the free. When one's gonna go, when one to put it in the comment section. Hey, China man, I'm gonna unsubscribe to your motherfucking ass, man. Straight up, man. I'm gonna put it out there. I said it. Let me check on your chat. Let me see what's going on with 050. Let me see something real quick. Shoot to the homie China bro. I'm gonna tell you motherfucking ass one thing, brother. I'm gonna goddamn unsubscribe from you. You keep fucking around. You got 69,000 subscribers. We on your ass, bro. We right behind you. Yeah, salute to China. Hey, China man, listen, man. This ain't it, man. When the last time you went live, man? You went live 2 months ago, China. 2 months ago. Let me see who you had in the live stream, bro. I went live 2 months ago, and then you went live 9 months ago. Let's see something real. Let me see something real quick, man. Salute to that 10-piece nugget. Yeah, salute. Yeah. Hey, salute to that 10-piece nugget, Stacey Glory. You know, I'm just having fun with you. That's the homie right there. You know what I mean? And put it in the comment section, fucking on her best friend. Yeah, nigga, China, man, I won't care about none of that. Nah, China, well, let me see what's going on. Let me see. It's China, see, look at this right here. You went live 2 months ago, and ain't no Harlem Legend in the chat. Let's see what
that's number one. We need more black men respecting and being there for our black sisters. We need more black relationships. We need more black people there for their kids.
What?
We need women to stop chasing the black man away.
What?
I hope y'all can understand that.
China, hell no, China. This ain't Oprah Winfrey, nigga. You ain't Dr. Phil, China. Somebody get the After Davis out. Somebody go and get the fucking After Davis. Get the After Davis, China. We didn't sign up to 050 the movement for you to be talking about fucking relationships and what. We don't need you to tell us what black women should be doing, China. Somebody go get the After Davis right now. What the where's Harlem Legend? Hey, China, get Harlem Legend back on the channel, man. Tell us what happened between you and Harlem. What the fuck happened between you? You know what? We're gonna get this. We're gonna get the answer to this. Salute to the chat. I done went left. It's late night Saturday. What happened to you in China, man? China, what happened to you in Harlem? We didn't sign up. Yo, hold on, man. Look at this shit. Look.
Mr. Marcel, nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Who's this? Shabazz. Appreciate the dime, Shabazz. May God bless America. And y'all go follow me. Make sure y'all go follow me on 050 The Movement on Instagram. We be over there live a lot. I'll be on that side live. Jermaine Anderson. All right, we're gonna put all the bullshit to the side right now, right? Before I get up off of here. We need more black men. We need more black men there for our black sisters. That's number one. We need more black men respecting and being there for our black sisters. We need more black relationships. We need more black people there for their kids. We need women to stop chasing the black man away.
Where is the Clash of the Titans at, China? We don't want to hear about this shit. Leave that to Grown Man Business TV. I can tell you about that. We could talk. Leave that to me, man. You need to get. Listen, man. China, hey, I'm gonna reach out to you, man. We need to get this shit back cracking. Yeah, to start another channel. Start another channel where you can talk your relationship talk and you can talk about what black women want to do and being a family man and 050 the movement. We need Harlem Legend, China Brim, Clash of the Titans. You supposed to get the gang members up there and have them doing what they supposed to do. God bless America. God bless it. God bless America. I don't know somebody get Harlem Legend and tell Harlem Legend to get back over there with China Brim so we can get this shit jumping. We don't want to talk about that. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. Big salute to the chat. I just had to throw that out there. Yeah, I got a lot of love for 050. I got a lot of love for China Brim, Harlem Legend. Love the movement. But this right here, let me show you it. Before we get out of here, let me show you who I'm talking about. Let me show you. Let me show you who I'm talking about right here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, let's see what I'm talking about right here. Let me see something. Let's see what we got here. Big salute to the chat. We just running it up right now. Well over 40,000 views on this joint. Let's see what we got right here. Where is this nigga at? Yeah, where is this nigga at? China. I like what you're doing. I like what you got going on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what these niggas, man. You got a nigga up here, man. You done traded out Harlem Legend for one of these niggas, man. You know, and I don't like it, man.
The movement. Brim. Yes. Hey. Get on the right or get left. Gang. Keep running like he flexing. Then put it in the comment section. And put it in the comment section. Gang ain't really rapping. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. God bless America. Land of the free. Red flag, blue flag. I'm out of the streets. I'm out of the streets. Keep running like he flexing. Then put it in the comment section. She on her best friend. Then put it in the comment section. Gang ain't really rapping. Then put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
Then put it in the comment section.
God bless America, land of the free. Red flag, blue flag, I'm out in the street. God bless America, land of the free. Red flag, blue flag, I'm out in the street.
Where's China Brim? Where's Harlem Legend at, China? Fuck that. Are we gonna talk to Harlem? You know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna go ahead and find it one more time, and we gonna figure this out, and that's it. We don't want to figure it out, then we gonna figure it out. But you need to get Harlem Legend back in here, China. I'm just going through the script right now. You know what I'm saying? You need to get China Brim in here, nigga. You're playing games. Where's this shit at right here? Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. I think that's the nigga. I think that's the boy name. Big salute to the chat. We just having fun right now. I'm just talking shit right now. Salute to the Hopi China. All right, man. Big salute to the chat. You already know what time it is. Let's see where we at with it. We just running up some shit. But yeah, I need to figure out what's going on with that. Where's Harlem Legend and China Brim? That is the new question on YouTube and these algorithm streets. Somebody put it out there. Where's Harlem Legend and China Brim? Where the hell is 050 the movement at? We don't want to. With that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Bennett TV. Feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Bennett. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You already know. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Pure dope. Pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Listen, man, no quinine, no baking soda, no fentanyl. We not water whipping that dope, and we ain't counter whipping that dope. Listen, pure dope, straight off the brick, right into the bottles at all times. Nothing more, nothing less, my G. Big salute to the chat. Just having some fun with that, man. You know, I felt like that download came out of nowhere. We've been wondering what the hell is going on. Where is the Clash of the Titans? Where is the energy? Oh, it was some epic live streams with 050 The Movement, with Harlem Legend and China Bread. Shit was epic. Ah, man, God bless America. All right, now. Let me get up out of here. But before we get up out of here, I got to cut off this pool, man. You know, I got the pool and shit on. Let me cut this. I'm an old man. I'm an old man, my G. You already know how we giving it up. Yeah, big salute to the chat. Let me cut this pool off, man. I'm an old man, baby. I got both ACs on. Let me cut this motherfucking AC off real quick. Damn. Electric bill be high as hell when I got both ACs. Let me cut this other. I got the downstairs AC on and the upstairs AC on. Like, electric bill be high than a motherfucker. Slow. Appreciate that. Yeah, this house, man, damn, it's cold as shit in here. Hold on real quick. I got both ACs on. I was once said it's cold in here, man. I done got cold, this motherfucker, man. Let me cut this other AC off, man. Shit, Jesus Christ. Let me see what's going on out here. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, y'all already know where we at. We at the big house. I don't know where we at. Gotta make sure I don't put the numbers up there so y'all can't see the numbers and all that. Motherfuckers go crazy. It's cold as hell in this motherfucker, man. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, you see that? It's a king up there. You see that? Nipsey Hussle. See that? Right. Everything black in here. Everything. Big salute to the chat. See how we giving it up. Little homie got the Draco. Big salute to the chat. So listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. We going live tomorrow, Sunday. You know, hopefully it's a beautiful day. Hopefully the sun is shining. But we going live tomorrow early and we going live tomorrow night. So just make sure that you hit the subscribe button, you hit the notification button, you hit the like button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. You understand me? And make sure you tapped into the Realest channel on YouTube. Grown Man Bennett TV. So you already know what time it is. It's your boy. Grown Man Business TV. You understand me? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.